Hello, and welcome to this collective and timeless reading. This is Estar Tarot, and today I'm going to be asking for the collective what what message is their heart trying to get to them? What does their heart want to say to them? I hope that doesn't sound too corny, but that's the message that was coming through, or the question I should say that was coming through. So we're going to ask and see what does this collective, what does their heart want to tell them? What do they need to say? Not getting anything out. Finding it hard to shuffle today. Maybe you're resisting it a bit, and that's part of the problem. There. Oh, no. Gosh. Can't get a message. Something's up. Something's weird. Maybe you're afraid of the message or the answer. Dominion. Two of Wands. Okay. Two of Wands again. Got that Mars energy going. Oh no. Do X's mean something to you? Because I've been getting a lot of X's lately. Something about that. Or just X's appearing in symbols randomly. Oh, that's it? Okay. Whoa, Prince of Wands. Okay. Yeah, again, that big fiery energy. We've got coming in all this red. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention this beautiful crystal I brought in today. This is really a nice find. I got this the other day and I was so excited. It's a nandanite, I think is the proper name, but more commonly it's called aurora quartz or rainbow quartz sometimes, and iris quartz. So it's sort of, this one isn't too rainbowy, but it definitely comes off as luminescent. Yeah, and I learned because I was curious about the name Iris. Iris is the Greek god of rainbows, actually. Or she was a messenger of the god, but she delivered messages through rainbows. So maybe rainbows mean something to you. They're definitely a positive sign in the universe to me. And we've definitely been getting a lot of rainbows in readings, so, you know, could be a message there. Maybe you're the red in the rainbow. Let's see what else we got going on here. I think I want to get at least 3 cards going before I start talking. Here we go. I just mentioned the rainbows, and here we've got a big rainbow. Oh, that's so funny. That's too funny. Swiftness, yeah. So 8 of Wands. Oh my God, they're all wands. Creativity. Spirituality. Spiritual fire. This is all just... You're setting out on your journey is what I'm getting. Because look at this guy on his chariot with pulled by the lion. That's so interesting because the lion, you know, makes me think of Lyra, but also the strength card. And I think you're using your strength to pull you forward. You're calling on your inner power right now to change your destiny right now. Because Two of Wands is a big setting out card. It's about setting out on a new journey to me. And so I think that, you know, you've decided to make a move. You've decided to go forward on your journey. There's no more debate. There's no more, should I do this? Should I do that? You've decided. And that decision, that impulse that you're calling upon, that drive within you, you're calling upon it. And so like the universe is responding. You're getting that energy back that I think you had it very dulled before because there was uncertainty. You weren't quite sure of yourself. And you weren't even sure of what you were choosing. You were like, is this what I want? Is this who I want to be? And now I think you are sure. And there's just such a pushing out energy. We even got that X here as well. X marks the spot. You've found a target. You found what you want to go for. And so now your energy is returning to you. You had a loss of energy for a long time because you let other people convince you of what you wanted. And now that you've figured out that that was the case, because I don't even think you were like you had the self-awareness, and this is not a criticism at all. I just think you had to go through a journey where you had to come to the realization that you weren't living the life you wanted, that others had directed you in a way that wasn't part of your destiny. It didn't resonate, it didn't feel right. And now that you've unlocked that, now that you have gained that new level of awareness of who you want to be, you're not going to let anybody tell you who to be. And so it's just unlocked all of your energy within you. Like all this energy is just shooting out of you. And that's going to allow you to do things quickly. Because I think like, you know, maybe there's been a lot of time actually where you haven't been doing what you wanted to do. And that's a frustration for you, a source of frustration. And now that you're coming through to the other side, it's like you want to get to some places quickly. You want everything to happen now. And so there's this big impulse energy to go forward. And you are actually capable of doing that. I think you actually can make yourself go forward in leaps and bounds. Because, and it's like, you might think that you can't because you think you have to catch up. But it's almost like, I don't know why this example is coming to mind, but you know in Mario Kart, you might be running really far behind in the race, but then you get the bullet and the bullet shoots you way ahead. It's kind of like that. I'm getting that with this, like, he's in the chariot right now, and the lion is pulling him way ahead. He's jumping ahead, like, many places. You know, swiftness. He's getting pulled ahead towards his happiness very quickly. Like, it's because you're getting a leg up from your guides and your ancestors and everyone that's guiding you, your angels. They're helping you move forward in a really amazing and like quick way. It's kind of brilliant. It's brilliant. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. But I'm getting like the rumble of like the chariot. Yeah, you're coming in fast. And this lion here, I'm really being drawn to the lion. I feel like this could also be about you remembering things from past lives as well. Like I'm getting Lyra from this really strongly. Like, and this character here, especially with the headdress, feels very shamanic. So I feel like you're also getting your spiritual abilities from past lives coming in. Yeah. It's like your abilities from Lyra are coming back online. And it's so quick that it's like, it's a bit overwhelming, but I think you can actually handle it. Okay, and I'm getting one more card here, so I'm going to pull one more card from the Thoth deck before we move on. Is it this one? Okay. That's already so funny. The Fool! Yeah! The Fool is a very sacred card. It's 0. It's new beginnings. It's that that ability to step into the unknown. Oh my god, and there's I think that's a lion again. He's kind of chomping on the leg there, but I see a lion there. And something about his, he makes me think of, oh, what is it? Da Vinci's, is it a Vitruvian Man? I feel like that's not correct, but you know the man that's like a spread eagle and then he's also straight, but he's like, he's showing like the divinity of the human form. I feel like that's you here. Everything is coming together for you in such a way that you feel infinite, you feel powerful. You feel like this shaman, you feel like you can do anything. You're seeing the universe in its true form as well as yourself, because you are also the universe, right? And you're stepping out on a journey. The Fool is going, he's in traditional Rider-Waite, he's stepping off a cliff, and it seems foolish, but yet he is willing to jump into the unknown, and there's something sacred about that. And that's you. You're ready. Before you were hesitant to jump into the unknown, but like also knowing that you had to. So you were kind of waiting around at the cliff, being like, maybe I can figure out a way to do this safely. Maybe I'll get a rope and climb down, something like that. But now it's like, I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to go. That's what it feels like to me. You're just, you've changed your attitude about it. You're kind of like, yeah. You're embracing the energy of it, the energy of a new journey, of a new start. That, because it's like, why feel scared? Why feel hesitant? You know, it's only making it stressful for you, and you know deep down that it's going to happen no matter what. So yeah, I think you've just hit a place of acceptance about it. You've hit a place of like, well, if I'm going to do it anyway, why don't I make it a great jump? Why don't I do like a flip? Something like that. Like, and that's, attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. And that's going to affect your whole journey. I think that's why it's a successful journey, that you're being pushed into by, well, not pushed into, but like your guides are kind of gently pushing you forward with, because they know that you're going to reach that place of acceptance and not foolhardiness, but like enthusiasm. Yeah, you're going to reach for a new level you're going to reach a new level of enthusiasm. Can't talk. And so now everything that follows is, well, it might be a crazy fall, but, or maybe you're going to get caught. Maybe you're going to sprout wings. Oh my gosh, the venom. The venom, huh? Yeah, there's been some darkness that was trying to pull you back, trying to keep you back. And I even see, it almost feels like there's a coin in there. See that? Maybe there was some financial fears holding you back as well, that may have been blocking you a bit. Maybe you were just kind of holding back because you were constantly waiting for the right time. When I have this much money, when I have this much money, or when I feel financially stable, I'll do this. And now you're just like, you know what? Time is the most valuable thing. Time is better. What am I trying to say here? Time is money. Time is more valuable than money. To me, it is, because like the fact that people sell their time for money is kind of insane, because time is more valuable, right? You can always get money, but you can't get time back, right? And I think you've really incorporated that, really latched onto that idea and thought, oh my gosh, I only have so much life. And what have I been doing with it? What do I want to do with it? I'm going to do what I want to do with it, and not let anybody tell me what to do. Within reason, of course. It's good to take advice and listen to everybody, but it's also good to listen to your heart, right? Yeah, that's what your heart's trying to tell you, because that was the whole question we were asking, right? What message is your heart trying to get to you? Your heart is trying to tell you to have this attitude about it. Yeah. Jump in with both feet forward like this fool here. Like, yeah. Go into it enthusiastically, because what do you got to lose? Oh my gosh, the sword. Yeah, the sword is all about like taking action when you know there's something difficult you have to do. And the lesson with the sword card here is, you know, sometimes a quick cut is the most merciful thing we can do, even if it's difficult. Just, you know, it's kind of like rip it off like a band-aid, basically, if it were a card. And where we got the venom here, this might be about toxic energies, toxic attachments. Yeah, your heart might still be in a toxic place or attached to toxic people. And you have to pick up the sword and cut it. Actually, this could really be calling you to talk to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is one of the best angels to ask for aid when you need to cut energetic cords. You know, like ask Archangel Michael to cut any and all energetic cords, known or unknown, seen or unseen, with anyone or anything that is not serving my highest and greatest good. Say that every day. And that will help you to cut those cords with those people who might be holding you back. Because when we have toxic attachments to people, they can literally put strings on our heart and on our soul energetically that can pull us back when we're trying to take a step forward. And, you know, I don't know what you believe, but it's really true. I've done it, and it made the biggest difference, especially when you've had really toxic attachments to people with, you know, like mental illness. Not to say people who have mental illness are evil. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that, you know, especially like if you have a narcissistic parent, or, you know, someone who's abusive that you've been with for a long time, they get really tangled up in your energy. And it's not an easy thing to untangle. You have to work at it. You have to constantly reaffirm it every day until, you know, you get to a place where your life is different and you know, you've removed them. In some cases, you have to remove them completely, but because even when, like, might not be speaking to them or talking to them, but they can still have an effect. They can still be pulling on us just by thinking about us, or us thinking about them. That's because everything is quantum entanglement, right? It's not just about, I won't talk or speak to that person. It's like, I have to cut my energy from them. And that involves your thoughts as well, and their thoughts. But you can't control a person's thoughts, right? But you can cut the cord to their thoughts. And then, you know, suddenly they're not texting you all hours of the day, or they're not bothering you all the time, or trying to sabotage you, or things like that. Yeah, I noticed a big difference when I did that in my own life, when I learned to use Michael's sword. So regardless of belief systems, you know, Archangel Michael is there for you. So you have to ask. You can't expect him to do it for you, because he won't. He won't interfere with your free will. You have to ask. You have to take the initiative. Yeah, so that could also be what the Fool energy is about as well, you know. Making sure that you're taking initiative, you're taking charge of your life, right? You know, it's like anybody doing affirmations just for like habit changes too. Like, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm going to start this new routine. They gotta do it every day. They gotta keep up the habits. This is no different. It's a habit to reaffirm, I'm not going to let these energies in. I'm not going to let these energies hold me back and pull me back. So, you know, say that affirmation with Archangel Michael. Ask for the aid, because they are willing to help you. And again, you have to ask. Bee breath. Yeah. I'm thinking vibrations with bees, right? Because they have a hum, right? They have their own vibration that they live in. That you know? I feel like that was a terrible bee sound. But you know, the bzz. They love to, and bees dance, don't they? They dance to communicate. Something about that. Maybe dancing is something that resonates with you, or that would help you. Oh yeah, like, you know, animals, they kind of do a funny dance when they go through a shock or something bad. Like I'm thinking of the deer right now for some reason, but like deer, if they get hit by a car, they'll do kind of a funny little dance after, and it's like they're actually trying to shake off the energy of that experience. And animals are pretty smart. They see a lot more than we do, and they understand a lot more that's happening quantumly around us. So I think there's sort of a message there about you have to do things to help your frequency as well. support your body in this journey, because it's not just a simple, well, I'm not going to talk to this person anymore. You have to kind of shake off the trauma as well. And the way we do that is to help ourselves get into a new vibration, and keeping that vibration high by doing certain activities that raise our frequency. Anything that makes us happy, when we're in that vibration of joy and laughter and happiness, we're really vibing high, right? It's people always talk about the vibes, or the vibes were off and things like that. That's real. Um, so you have to really take your vibration seriously, and be conscious of it. The first step is to be conscious of it, like being aware when your vibration's lowering and when it's raising. Just noticing it is the first step, right? And like technology, especially, like I have to be so careful. Like I know well, not right away, because we're all only human. We all get like, our hyperfixations or things we love or that make us laugh on the internet, say. But even if it's something I enjoy on the internet, if I've been on my phone too long, I notice that, it's going down. I'm not vibing as high. And I think it's just phones. There's a certain vibration to them that it's not good for us. It's like junk food, but vibrational. So maybe a digital detox would be good. And unplugging your Wi-Fi now and then would be good as well. Yeah. Brahmai pranayama and breathing. This is a breath work, right? Deep breath. Actually, I just want to check out what is the exercise for breathe breath in here. Just remind myself. Yeah. Close your eyes and either index or middle. Yeah, you close your eyes with either your index or middle finger. Lightly press your lips together and slightly open your teeth. Bring the inner gaze into the anya, or third eye chakra. Breathe in through your nose. As you exhale, make a smooth, even humming sound like the sound of bumblebees. That's right. So you go, and you kind of tickle your lips a bit doing it. Continuing for 3 to 5 minutes, feeling the vibration throughout your body. Yes, so this would be a good practice for that. Maybe you can try doing that a little more. And sit tall while you close your eyes, because sitting tall is important too. Whenever I'm doing things, I always hear my guides telling me to sit straight, sit tall, because I tend to crouch over, tend to protect my heart chakra. So I feel like, they want you to keep your chakras lined up, by sitting tall, because it helps the energy go through, right? The Fool. Actually, when you spread your, like, lying down as well like that would be helpful as well. Sometimes I do that because I think it actually really, I call it star pose, because you're being like a starfish. You've got like your head, hands, and feet all in all directions. Just lie on the floor and be a starfish, because, that kind of lets your energy restore a little better. I find personally that it lets the energy move through us better for restoration. Yeah. And the message with, the B card here is also to be aware of the thoughts that are tumbling around in your head all the time. That, things that are cycling over and over and over in your head. So maybe take note of how you feel when you do that as well. If you're sitting and you're ruminating on something, what's going over and over again in your heart? Okay, I'm actually being called to take another card. So I think I'm going to get a Zodiac card here. Yeah, Zodiac Moon. Let's see what they have to say. What else do we need to know? Our heart. Okay. Eclipse in Capricorn. New direction. Reevaluate success. Yes. Reevaluate success. So what is success to you, right? Is it making all the money like a Capricorn would? Or is it something else because look, they're looking behind them in a different direction, right? I think you're understanding yourself in a new way. What do you want? And they got the number 34 here. Maybe you're 34. Yeah, eclipse is a big change, right? Big change. Your heart's trying to tell you that what you want is peace. What you want is a sense of freedom, especially financially, but you want like the freedom from feeling pulled always toward the financial. You want to have that spiritual connection. You want to have creative freedom. And you need to cut away from those toxic attachments to do that. So, ask yourself what you really want, because you can't always go in all directions, and sometimes certain directions cut off other options, right? If we always focus on the financial, the success, having the big house, the this, the that, and not to say you can't have a big house if you go in a riskier direction. It's just like, because you don't know what's ahead of you. You really don't. You don't know if you would be incredibly successful at something and that would actually earn you more money than anything you would do otherwise. You don't know. But I think ultimately you got to find out what's most valuable to you. What's most valuable in your heart. Like, even if you did get everything you've ever dreamed of, would your heart be happy? Would it be satisfied? Would you feel free from the things that haunt you? Because sometimes when we're chasing things in the material realm, it's just a distraction from the thing that we're really afraid to face, which is our wounds, our toxic attachments, our own insecurities. Yeah, so really ask yourself that. Ask yourself what you want. Ask yourself, what would make me happy? Put yourself in the situation of actually, if you actually got that thing, what would happen? Like, if you are looking for a big house. What if you got that big house? Would you feel really happy in it? Or would you feel kind of lonely? Yeah. Sorry to get so serious, but that's just what's coming through. Yeah, I think house is coming through because we got dominion. Your dominion is like where you reside, right? Your dominion, your home. Where do you feel at home? Yeah, because home isn't always a place, right? Sometimes home is a journey, even. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Home is a journey. Home is a journey. Maybe it's just feeling happy on the journey, like you're comfortable on your journey. Because I think like maybe you've been always feeling unsettled, always feeling not quite right, even though you're doing everything right. And that's because you're not following your heart. Yeah, you haven't been on the path that your heart calls you to. And so everything always feels wrong, even if you have successes. Because when you're on the path of your heart, even if you're failing, it's not really a failure because you're still on the path that you want to be on. And there's always going to be an upturn somewhere along the way, right? It's about the journey, not the destination. I know that's, overused and cheesy, but it's true. It's used a lot because it's true. If you get to the end of your life and you got the success, but you had such a struggle and you hated it the whole way, what was the point of that? You got to have fun on the way. Yeah. And to have fun on the way, sometimes you got to let go of the people that are draining the fun, or the toxic thoughts, or the the attachment to the past. Like, let it go. Cut it off. Yeah, be a new you. Be like be like a kid again and have fun and jump into it. Yeah. And embrace who you are, not just like in this life, but in other lives as well. Maybe you're blocking that because you don't want to face it, but you gotta face who you are in all timelines. And just what's that phrase? Embrace it, or just work with it, or oh, what am I trying to say here? Work with it. It's like a phrase for when, someone like they just accept who they are, and then they become comfortable with who they are, and then they're just like, well, this is who I am. And instead of pushing against it, they just embrace it, and then it becomes so much smoother. Yeah, embrace it. Embrace who you are. Yeah, you know what I mean. And you'll find your happiness. That's all there is to it. That's what your heart wants to tell you. Yeah, cut off the attachments and make yourself burden free. Just lift the burden off and go for it. Success isn't necessarily financial. Success is just that you're willing to take a chance sometimes, that you're willing to be the fool. That's the success on the soul level. Like, at the end of your life, you're not going to be like, oh, I had this and this and this. You're going to be like, did I take chances? Did I follow my heart? Did I try, to be everything that I could be? You're not going to feel satisfied if you just worked an office job all your life because it was safe and stable. We're souls and bodies. Like, we're supposed to do something on the soul level, not on the material. We're just tricked into that in this life. So yeah, just go for it. And this crystal, this is all about optimism and joy. Taking an optimistic attitude about life. And I feel so good holding it. Like, I feel that joy. I feel that optimism. Having the right attitude. And accepting your spiritual gifts as well. Embracing them. So, embrace them. Who cares what other people think? Just embrace it. Yeah. All right, this video is getting a little long, so I'm going to end it there. And honestly, I'm not really getting much more for messages. So I think you understand the overall picture of what your heart's trying to tell you. I think you know deep down anyway. You just needed some confirmation. So thank you for staying to the end of the video. I hope it was helpful. And please leave a like and a comment if you feel inclined to do so. And yeah, I really hope that you listen to your heart. Yeah, listen to your heart. Maybe listen to that song. But I also love that listen to your heart version that's in Pocahontas. I know that's so random. I know some people don't like that movie, but I love that movie as a little girl, and I don't care. All the songs, I still sing them. But yeah, it's Grandmother Willow. She sings "Listen to Your Heart" to Pocahontas, and yeah, listen with your heart, you will understand. So that's what I'm leaving you with. Listen to Grandmother Willow. Okay, take care. I hope everybody listens to their heart, and I'll see you in the next one.